And hello again and welcome to Diane Actually Writes. Good to see everybody. Put the music back on here. How are all of you today? Hello, Siobhan. Siobhan first in the chat for a change. Oh wait, no, James was first. Siobhan said so. Hello, James. Good to see you. Hello, Billy. Let's see here. We have a question from James. I will answer it in just a second. Hi, Natalia. Hi, Rowan. Hey, Brian. Hey, Chris. Good to see you. Your book is on the way, by the way, I think. Wait, no, hold on. Your book is the one I had to stop on because apparently I ran out of money on the credit card because I hadn't put the payment from the Kickstarter account on it after the big shipping thing. So Europe's next. That's what it is. So, okay. Hi, Daz. All right. I see Billy's been writing already. Billy said 2,500 words today. Nice. 2,500 is a fucking amazing day for me of writing, right? I've done it, but rarely. So good job, man. Right? That's awesome. I'm so glad to see that you're just like churning it out. That's really cool. Oh, and we have a shout out. Okay. Okay, we will do this. We will go to the capture. Just a second. I gotta find it here. There we go. We will capture Chrome. All right, and we will look at this. And the shout out was, just finished this author's debut novel today. It was a great read. All right, this is Peter Sean Tyrell, fantasy fiction author, breakfast cereal connoisseur. Check my book out. The Oath and Blood Price, Part 1. Ooh. Nice. Well, I'll follow. Why not? Always good to meet other writers. Look, wrap-up page for the Styria. Okay. Nice. Let's zoom in on that a bit. There we go. That looks great. That really does give an old-fashioned kind of spooky gothic novel feel to it. I love it. All right, what else we got here? Yes, I had a question from James. Let's see if anybody else has said anything in the meantime, because this is going to take a minute or two to answer. Nice book display behind me. Thank you. This is my... Oh, whoop, cancel. Okay, that's what we want to capture. Yeah, that's all my books. Except for the magazines and the podcast. So... yeah. I actually usually in the old setup I had it sort of behind me on the far wall near the grandfather clock, but you couldn't see it clearly, I guess. And I kind of moved my chair over today because I realized that sitting over on this side, what I was doing was leaning forward to use the mouse and tilting my head at this angle, and I was getting a crick in my neck here. So I rearranged the setup. I forgot that I had arranged it so that Siobhan could sit in beside me at the one point. So, yeah. All right. And hello, Stretch. Good to see you. I hope you're well. We've been having a bit of an epidemic of bots that start with, you know, a random word, and then 4 random letters. So it almost looks legit, and in some places it does look legit. You know, I realize I've got like a follower goal down there, right? But I don't want any bots, you know? So we're going to get to 700 for the next giveaway without bots. That's the plan. His pinned tweet is the novel, 99 cents on sale. Nice. Well, 99 pence, but here it'd be cents, probably. Yeah, cool. All right, so James had a question, and what he wanted to know was about my Patreon tiers. What rewards do I give for each level of payment? So that's why I pulled up this picture, right, because this shows my Patreon tiers. Now, at $1 a month, right? You get first access to my work, and that's basically roughly a chapter a week each in the Weird West and the Toy Soldier Saga. Right now, in the Toy Soldier Saga, you're getting to read book 2 as a, chapter by chapter. Obviously, I haven't published it yet. I don't intend to publish it till next year, right? And you're getting you're about 2/3 of the way through Once Upon a Time in the Weird West, starting the story called The Widow's Gambit, which is a novella that's about 42,000 words, so it makes up a big chunk of the book. I gotta get writing on the Weird West if I'm gonna keep up with that, though. So that's the first level, right? The second level, $3, you get all of my audio feeds. This might be podcasts, live readings, streams of the Saturday Night RPG. I don't know, we're not doing a Saturday Night RPG anymore. I should probably update that. Occasionally, this will mean an actual professionally produced audiobook as well, right? I'm going to be starting those up again. I'm thinking probably next week. And how I intend to do it is that I'm probably going to use this to do a Twitch, like if I can, a VIP and subscriber only stream where I live read, but the video is for $10, right? I'll get there, right? But or if I can't do that, I'll stream it to YouTube, right? And then I'll put it on unlisted after I've done it live, and access will only be given to the $10 patrons. But in the meantime, what I do is I put my phone down here and I do voice recordings, right, as well. So yeah, that reminds me I have to get another SD card for my phone, because right now I don't have enough space on it. So okay, but yeah, that's the plan. So I haven't been doing them, but I'm getting back up to them. At $5, you get all the RPG material that we create for either world as well. Right? And one of my MP3 albums free as a one-time gift. You can find them all, so you can check out what you would get at these different, let's see, I wonder if I still have it here. Music, did I do it? Yeah, okay, so that's where most of my music can be found. Do I still have Avalon Burning in here? No, I don't. Okay, so I gotta type that one out. Avalon Burning is my progressive metal heavy mithril project. It's the only thing we ever did was the like a demo rock opera about the Drista Worden books. So, but again, that's something we hope to start up again in the near future, is that band. And then Gallows Hill is my goth rock band, which no longer exists, but there's definitely plans to get that back up and going, since I'm now back in touch with my bandmate Kedora. Yeah, there you go. Right, so any one of those albums, right? You pick which one, you get it. At $7, you get to direct some of our content. Once a month, you can ask Erin to design you something specific for our RPG content in the Toy Soldier Saga or Weird West universes. Yeah, any custom creature, character, spell, item, or class. It will be designed in detail for the game system that you request to, provided that Erin is familiar with that system. At $10 a month, you get, and this all stacks, right? Like everything at the previous levels is available at the higher levels, right? This is where the monthly video where I discuss my current projects happens, right? And audio access to live story readings will be a video access, and a subscription to all the secrets and hidden articles in both universes. At $25 a month, you get one print book every year, your choice which, just shipped to you, right? Automatic free access to all my online writing classes. Right now I only have one, but there will be more, and that is, it's called Writing in the Cracks, How to Find Time for Writing When You Have None. And you also get behind the scenes insights, sneak peeks, personal notes, and, you know, insight into my process. And then I've got a couple of tiers here I haven't published, but at $50 a month, nobody's currently doing that. You get, in addition to all that, a half-hour Skype or Zoom meeting. You tell me what you want to see next, right? Want more maps, game material, secret tribes of the Badlands, you know, whatever. And also, I will ship you one copy of every print book that I publish. Just as soon as it's published, you get it. So yeah, that's what I offer. And thanks for that question. Anyway, this one I did do. There's my Patreon address. If that interests you guys, maybe consider signing up. Sheesh, I'm a busy person, says Billy. Not really. This is stuff that I generally do anyway, right? It's just that, you know, like, you have to do your process, right? But writing it out for people is sometimes something they want to know. And, you know, so sure, I make it available, right? The only thing that I don't generally do on my own is the reading, but I kind of want the stimulus to do that, because when you read your stuff out loud, you catch mistakes that you don't catch when you're just reading it on the screen. So, yeah. All right, and I haven't been doing it because I just haven't had either the time nor the space, really, but you're thinking of doing a Patreon type thing. That's why you asked. Yeah, so secret behind the scenes and hidden content are your friends there if you're going to design your own Patreon. And you'd be surprised actually at how many people will, you know, support that just because they want to support you. So, yeah, it's really cool. I recommend everyone do a Patreon. Even a couple bucks a month helps you, you know? And it takes a while to build. Like, I don't think I had more than about 3 subscribers to my Patreon for about 3 to 5 years. You know, but it'll build, especially in the World Anvil community. People are really good about it. So, yeah. All right, so what are you guys working on today? I am doing a couple of things, and one is that I'm going to, for some reason it didn't give me the option, maybe because it wasn't up. Let's see if it does now. I'm currently working on the 100 top influences list for my Kickstarter. Yes, it will. So we will actually be switching the word today, briefly, because that's where I'm putting this together, and then we'll be putting it on World Anvil afterwards, right? And the only reason why I did it this way is because I have to send it to people, right? So, yeah, it's totally worth it, Daz, absolutely. And Stretch says, I have 2 patrons. You'll grow, you know, it will happen. The more stuff you put out there, the more you do. Just don't overextend yourself. Oh my god, I don't think I even have 100 influences. Yes, you do. You just... It may actually be, like, you have to think about it sometimes. I really had to think about this one. The Weird West was easy because it was all fairly fresh in my mind, but I've been writing this one for a long time, so I kind of had to strain my memory. I don't quite have a list of 100 yet. I think I've got 98. I gotta come up with 2 more. So, but you'd be amazed at what influences you. Like, I heard songs that influenced me. You know, wrote a scene based on that. James is chilling because it's not November or December. Billy is going to do a bit of editing on the phone while listening. Cool. Hello, Satrium. Good to see you. Yeah, get Kahuna to do a promo for you there, Stretch. He's always happy to do that. It, you know, becomes regular announcements in his chat. Just let him know. Nat is working on her Mystic story, currently at 64 pages. Marion Zimmer Bradley? What about Marion Zimmer Bradley? Anyone else read their stuff? Yeah, I've read Marion Zimmer Bradley. The Mists of Avalon is one of my favorite novels. And it's really, like, I don't know, it was a big influence on me, not for this particular project, but in general as a writer. Unfortunately, Marion Zimmer Bradley has a rather sullied reputation. She was mixed up in a bunch of child abuse stuff, and people tend to give her a hard pass these days. Although personally, I think that's a mistake, because first of all, she's dead. So she's not making any money on any of her books that you buy anymore, right? And secondly, she co-wrote a lot of stuff with a wonderful woman named Diane L. Paxson, who is an amazing writer. And it's unfortunate that she is getting caught up in this because she was Marion's friend and had no idea about what was going on, right? And that's been asserted by a variety of other people who were around them at the time. So, yeah. Chris says, working on the various covers, ebook, print, audio for my next book. Speaking of Kahuna, he did a read of my Shipwrights Challenge article today. So cool. Yeah, he's great, isn't he? Yeah, I would really like him to do the audiobook for A Few Goodelves, but I don't know if he's the right voice. And Jamie kind of has executive control over that, so I gotta consult him. But I'd like to see it. We're almost at the end of the stuff in the Kickstarter that I have done before, right? Like the hardcover proof is on the way to me. And if it turns out, then I'll be ordering all the hardcovers to sign and ship out. And then there'll be the hardcovers to drop ship because they don't require signing. And once that's done, the only thing left will be this 100 influences list and the audiobook. Right, so I'm now in a place where I'm starting to think about how I'm going to explore that. I've never done an audiobook. I've thought about reading it myself. I don't know, right? So, but Kahuna's great. So, personally, I'd rather pay him. Yeah, so, but we shall see. Maybe I'll have to pick your brain there, Chris, since you've done audiobooks before, obviously. You feel completely comfortable with that, so yeah. All right, let's get started on some sprints, shall we? Chris says, I've done them, both myself and with a narrator. Much easier to pay someone, but sometimes I like doing it myself. Makes sense? Des says, oh my god, he was doing voices for Shy. Holy crap, the things he can do with voice filters is amazing. Yeah, voice filters are cool, eh? Alright, I'm gonna work and we're gonna do this like Game of Tones. I'm not gonna be looking at the chat while I'm working, so have at it, guys. I'll try to catch up when I get back, and I will see you in about 14 minutes, 30 seconds. Did I put Warhammer 40k on here? I don't think I did. And I kept meaning to. and that's the sprint. I'm just going to finish this paragraph here. No, I'll leave it there. That's fine. I can get back to it in a minute. All right. So what did I miss in the chat, guys? And how'd you do? Chris agrees that Kahuna was awesome with some of the stuff he was doing for Shy in terms of voices and voice filters. That's cool. Daz said, the whip has been cracked. Yes, yes. We're here to work, damn it. This is Preptober, so. Red Idea asks, can I have some opinions on a sentence, please? I'm slowly draining somewhere else as my extremities grow freezing. The sun overhead seems so far away. No heat touching my face. No heat to warm me through, to tuck me into sleep one last time. No, dying is not a warm thing, it seems. It's from my prologue where my main character dies. Spoiler, he doesn't stay dead. I think I like the sentence, but want to know if everyone else does as well. Well, that's a paragraph, but not a sentence. But, yeah, I like it. Yeah. I like the metaphor. I just don't like the phrase grow freezing. I would say grow colder, personally. Because I think of something as freezing or growing colder, but that could be a personal taste thing. That might be just that I see freezes happening relatively quickly. But that's me. If nobody else twigs on that, don't pay any attention to me. Brian says, I'm back. Had to take a quick shower for family photos later. Nice. 4-year anniversary with your girlfriend and her daughter. Congratulations. That's awesome. Yay. There are numbers. Why there are numbers? Why are there numbers? This is the 100 top influences list that, you know, inspired the Toy Soldier Saga. It's a project for my Kickstarter backers who selected this as one of their options. And it's, you know, so that's why the numbers. They're not entirely in order. They're kind of in the order that I thought of them as. And my plan is when I'm done, I'm going to rearrange them so that they're loosely in a more, this was a bigger influence, this was a smaller influence, and the least influence will be at the end. So, yeah. Daz says, Brain, can you name 100 influences that made you a writer? This isn't about the influences that made me a writer. This is about the influences on this particular story. Yeah. Brian says, oh, good God, no, I can't name all those. I'm surprisingly ill-read. But you pick other things up. Like, this isn't dull books, guys. A lot of this is pop culture, music, life events, places I've been. Like, it's, writer brain sponge this shit, right? And then we mix it up and regurgitate it, and it becomes a story, right? So, yeah. James says, what things would members want from Future Scene if it was a paid-for thing? I have, you see secrets and you can see my manuscripts. This will be when I'm a master or a grandmaster. Yeah, you know, secrets are cool, behind the scenes stuff about your process, right? Influences, you know, the fiction. Always make people pay for the book. Always. You can give them the first couple of chapters or the first book in the series, but after that, they gotta shell out the cash. Don't give it away for free. Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, Brian, it can also be TV shows, movies, games, exactly. Video games, RPGs are on this list. Not just other writing. Yep, exactly. All right, I'll just try quickly here to catch up in the chat, and then we'll get back to work. Excuse me. I can't even think of what I might have on my world, for example, says Daz, other than my episodes on Bella. Yeah, always make people pay for the writing. Billy says, I'm liking the fact I'm making progress, but all of my world building needs fleshing out for sure. That's what World Anvil's for. Daz says, which I'm expecting to take time to get now, so I'm not trying to create a precise release pattern yet. Yeah. Rowan says, finish break time, now back outside, get work on putting away the garden gear. Okay, see you later, Rowan. Grow numb, that is a good way of putting that too. All right, Natalia's off to bed. Good night, hun. Thanks for joining me, at least for this little bit. And have a good rest. We'll see you in the morning. Stretch is back with dinner. And March of the Gray Eyes is eating something. What are we eating? And Siobhan says, yeah, books read, historical events. Yeah. I am yeeting how tired I am. Well, that's fair. Coffee. Coffee yeets how tired you are. And then I have Asterix's exclusive articles, James. I don't know what the Asterix's were. Satrium says, so I got basically no words down today, but made a lot of progress organizing my ideas. That's part of Preptober. Ah, yuck. Gray Eyes slept from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m., which is roughly an hour ago. Yuck. Yeah. Me going, oh, an idea. Cool, James. And Billy says, I figured out a very, very cool thing for my capital city, and I've done lots of thinking on the later stages of my series. Excellent! All right, I'm getting back to work. I'll see you guys in a few. something. that's the sprint. Alright, I did Starship Troopers. God damn it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to think some more. Alright, let's check out the chat. James is getting noms. Cool, see you in a minute. Gray Eyes says, which means that I need to sleep decently for 3 days before I return back to school from fall break. Yeah, I feel you there. Just don't do anything for 3 days, and, you know, that way you'll sleep when you're tired, and do stuff that makes you tired. Like, I find that if I'm really, really tired, but I can't sleep, trying to write will put me to sleep. It's great, because I'll be like thinking about and daydreaming and stuff, which helps your brain gets into alpha consciousness, which helps it to relax, and then you can go, hey, you know what, I'm too tired to actually do any fucking writing, I should go to bed. You know, generally I know I need sleep when I start to go nah about anything. Do I want to write? Nah. Do I want to, you know, listen to music? Nah. Do I want to read? Nah. Do I want to go for a walk? Nah. Okay, it's sleep time. You know? How do people feel about multiple dimensions in fantasy, says Billy. I think it's cool. People do it all the time. We call it portal fantasy often because people hop between the worlds. Right? Yeah, it's a classic. Narnia, you know? Yeah, I think it can be really fun. Stretch says, someone tag me in chat when keyboard sounds have finished. Sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Stretch has some stuff too, like Feywild, Shadowfell, Realm of Fire, etc. Yep. Billy says, so far a massive explosion happens which tears the fabric of the universe, and the dark heart, essentially the opposite of life force, is confined to there, but obviously spilling out slowly. I want my characters to have to venture into this alternate dimension. By there I mean another realm. Welcome back with the food, James. Yeah, that sounds cool. I agree with Stretch. Like it. Yep. Billy says, okay, I know some people don't like massive universes and shit, but I have big, big plans. Yeah, well, you're not writing your book for them, are you? You're writing your book for you. You know what? Lots of people will read it. You write the book you want to write. Tell yourself the story. Because there will be somebody out there who doesn't like fucking anything, okay? Right? So don't pay any attention to them. Write what you want to write. And other people will love it too if you love it. You just got to find that audience. Worrying about whether or not people in general will like it is a waste of time and just makes you double think your ideas. Just don't, you know, I write my stuff. Occasionally I you know, have a couple of people, mostly the ones I live with, that I consult with about my ideas and ask their opinions on, right? I don't give a fuck about anybody else's opinions. If you want to read my book, awesome. If you don't want to read it, okay. You know? It's not for everybody. Gray Eyes says, if IRL, modern society's fabric of the universe exploded, you betcha that I'll be saying, would like to be able to have crap in this metaphysical dimension before a coin toss to decide if every life force dies or goes to a new universe or realm. Yup. See? Stretch agrees with me. Well, it's your universe with the right idea. Put in what you want. Billy replies to Gray Eyes, luckily it's not modern day society and I can choose what happens. What am I writing? Asks Gray Eyes. I am writing That's the Get Back to Work growl from the Dragon of Productivity. I am writing the top 100 influences list of what inspired bits of the Toy Soldier saga for my Kickstarter backers. I'm almost finished, so, you know, I figured I might as well finish it, because this is one thing that's preventing me from going done in a bunch of different people's Kickstarter packages. So I figure I'll get it done, right? And I was kind of on a roll with it last night, so I guess I finally found whatever it was holding me back is gone. Probably less stress about finding a place to live is what it was, right? So I'm finishing that up. All right, Billy's going to bed. Good night. Thanks for joining me. I'm so glad you got so much done in your writing today. That's awesome. Yeah, Siobhan has alternate dimensions in the world of Core Agenda. You know, fairy is by definition an alternate dimension and has been a part of fantasy since there has been fantasy and mythology, right? Midgard, Asgard, Niflheim, right? You know, realm of the gods, spirit realm, dream time. Alternate realms have existed forever. Hey, Kit, good to see you. James says, when Sable gives sweary advice, I wish she'd do a lecture stream or someone would make a medley of them. I laugh every time. Yeah, stuff like when I give to say like, I don't give a fuck who likes my ideas. I write when I want to write. Yeah. I'm telling myself the story. I'm doing this for me. I spend far too much time doing this to impress anybody else, right? So I'm going to write what inspires me, and then hopefully other people like the idea too. And so far, I'm doing okay with that, right? It's just a matter of connecting to that audience. You know, and sometimes it can be hard. Weird West can be a hard sell, right? Some people just go, Western plus fantasy, what? You know, either they don't like fantasy or they don't like Westerns. So that can be difficult to convince people. This is a little easier. Fantasy space opera. I mean, you have to define right away. You say, yeah, it's magic flying sailing ships in space, right? You have to do that, or people immediately go to Star Wars, like, technology type ships. Because for some reason, people have accepted the idea of Jedi pulling mind powers and chopping you up with laser swords, but they can't imagine flying along in a ship where the air does not go out like whoosh. I don't know. Anyway. Brian says, I really need to put more effort into my Patreon the way you do these. Something other than just posting backlog every week. Video updates and things would be good. Yeah. Yeah, people like that kind of stuff, you know? They connect with you that way. And hey, you're already doing it anyway. You're already on Twitch. Fuck that noise. Quote, early 2021, Sable. Yep. And I think Twitch was annoying you at the time with the purple screen of death. Yeah, I was pretty sweary about the purple screen of death. Yes. Brian says, I've had such a hard time falling back into hand-wavy sci-fi ever since reading The Martian and Project Hail Mary. Yeah. Andy Weir has single-handedly destroyed my ability to just say science did it. That's unfortunate. I haven't read Project Hail Mary yet, but I loved The Martian. I thought it was amazing, and the science was fascinating. It was really, really cool. It was a great movie, too, right? But, you know, I can still do hand-wavery, I guess. The truth is, we're not going to understand Project Hail Mary is actually better, in your opinion. Okay, I'm definitely going to look at it. I just recently heard about it, actually, so I'm definitely going to look it up. Right, but yeah, we're not going to really understand the technology of the future, so you don't have to understand the technology of the future to write about using it. Do you really understand how your computer works? I mean, when you think about it, we're storing information on magic crystals. That's what a computer is, right? So interacting with technology, just because it exists doesn't mean that your characters know how it works, you know. And the other thing is that, you know, think about if we're 500 years in the future, think about 500 years in the past and try to explain Google to them. There you go. Arthur C. Clarke. Any technology sufficiently advanced is indistinguishable from magic. Yes, absolutely. And Brian says, I almost cried. My girlfriend did cry. There's reasons about Project Hail Mary. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. I'll look it up. I'm getting back to work now. All right. Well, actually, what I'm doing is staring at the screen and thinking now. That's the sprint. Okay. All right, what I miss in the chat? Yeah, but now we are storing it in the atmosphere. See the cloud, says Siobhan, referring to explain Google to people 500 years ago. Yeah. James says, oh, the technology thing. I need to find the Dara O'Brien bit about tech. Hey, Melody! Thank you very much for the host and the raid. Welcome! Yay! Good to see you. How was your stream? Look at all those words, indeed. I'm just catching up on the chat after a sprint here, so I will be caught up in a moment. Siobhan said, oh, I thought you were making a Star Trek reference, James Woodwright. Rowan is back, break time for me, but the hoses are all put away and 2 more hills of potatoes dug and plastic spread to dry. Awesome. Welcome back. Pen and Parable is lurking. Welcome, Pen and Parable, and thanks for the lurk. I hope you're well. Oh my gosh, Data's cat looks like Scooter, but with all 4 legs, says Siobhan. Yeah, I occasionally mistake a lot of orange tabbies for Scooter. Siobhan says, Daz, how goes the one-handed typing practice? Are you getting into a groove with it? A little, says Siobhan. Grumble, 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 says Brian, right? Trying to work out what game to play with my girlfriend tonight. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Brain explode. Well, all my 2-player games are short. Gotcha. Sunny, I feel your pain. Sunny says, I swear if, and welcome by the way, it says, I swear if I have to change my Twitch password anytime soon, it's just going to end up in a long line of my screaming obscenities. I feel exactly the same fucking way about it. I was very pissed off yesterday, and then it took me more than an hour to reconnect all my third-party apps, and it still hasn't fucking reconnected my YouTube, and I don't know why. I've done everything they said to do, and it hasn't fucking done it. I put in a ticket. And messaged Twitch support on Twitter, because fuck you. Rah. Okay. Daz says, do you have a co-op game? To Brian. Many, including Pandemic. Hello, Paradox. Good to see you as well. I guess you came in with the raid because you said, look at all those words, which I love. I just love that. Sunny says, I did it all, though. I got the information changed and set up Twitches. Yeah, I know. I feel the same way about it. Good for you. I had to come up with a completely different password I've never in my life used before. I hope I remember it. Good, got through my checklist, says Melody. Excellent, glad to hear it. Maybe I'll run 1 deck dungeons, says Brian. I've never played that. Melody says, oh, that's the get back to work growl from the Dragon of Productivity. I'm going to take a brief bio break during this sprint, but I am going to catch up what's currently in the chat first. Melody says, I hope everyone's words are going well and November prep is going well. Yeah, I'm finishing up my 100 top influences list on the Toy Soldier Saga for my Kickstarter backers. And I've been kind of putting things in order in my manuscript because I'm going to NaNoWriMo this year and do a rewrite of book 3. So that's what I've been working on. Preptober is working very well for me. I hope it's working well for you too. Brian says, oh, maybe we start our own Stardew Valley farm. There you go. There's new tech or new content. Oh, and James found the bit about technology. Oh, no. I don't look at YouTube links while I'm streaming. No. YouTube links when I'm streaming causes my whole stream to bog down. I cannot do it. So, I would be interested in that if you would Discord message it to me. Stretch says I can type really fast with one hand. Look! Siobhan says, I hate Twitch right now. Why do you hate Twitch right now? My screaming obscenities is my new password now, says Brian. That's awesome. Daz says it was actually not Twitch's fault. Evil hackers. Yeah. Stretch types a bunch of nonsense to prove he can type really fast with one hand and says, I didn't say it would make any sense. I love it. Yeah, I reset my stream key and then they reset them again, says Melody. Is that what I have to do to get back on YouTube, is reset my frickin' stream key? James says, future me, please add this to the medley. The medley of my sweary advice. You know what? That would be hilarious. If somebody actually did put that together, right, I would probably air it on my YouTube channel because I love that. That's exactly my sense of humor. Poking fun at myself is great. Do we really want to know your password, Brian? Yeah, exactly, Stretch. Sure, here it is. Bunch of asterisks from Brian. Did that work? Paradox is working on the sequel to The Painter Next Door, as well as Resident Dimensions. Awesome. Authy is my friend. Mine too. Yeah, and Artemis sends her purrs to everyone. Hello, Artemis. Chin scritchies for you. I'm hoping to ask questions for Preptober on Saturday during stream, so that'll be fun. Nice. Brian says, I have yet to succeed at NaNoWriMo, but November 1 is my 1-year streamversary. Awesome. You can do it. And thank you for DMing it to me. Okay then, idea given, says James. Awesome. All right, I'm going to take a bio break. I'll be right back, gang. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back, and also with a drink. So, all right. Sunny says, okay, update done. I think I have everything set up. Excellent. Wow, there was no chat while I was gone. You guys were quiet. Everybody working? Awesome. How are you guys doing on your projects, by the way? Have you gotten a lot of progress done during the stream? I only need to put my new stream key into Streamlabs, right? I was chatting to a mate on Facebook. I don't know. I don't use Streamlabs. I use OBS. Royce and Shy, welcome. Just joined, but got some words in that sprint. Well, welcome and thanks for the follow. Fantasy's getting ready to head outside to work and will be lurking. Awesome. Thank you for the lurk. Great. Glad you could join in and write with us there. That's great. James says, I put stuff on pause and making sure I don't do too much of my article ideas since it's November next month. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. James is watching a video on Minecraft. Dad says, well, some of us were. I'm sure Stretch fell asleep in his chair. Legit. That's hilarious. Yeah, well, no, except he's chatting to a mate on Facebook. I'm wondering about resetting the stream key. Maybe that's what I have to do to relink my frickin' YouTube account. Rowan says, I'm hoping Chris will be up to writing tonight, but he has had like 6 hours of listening to one of the most boring voiced presenters today. That could be good for his brain to release his imagination. By the way, guys, I may have to end the stream early. I was supposed to go out with my mother today, and I told her to phone me at like 9:30, right, to wake me up and to make sure I was awake, and she didn't phone until 10:30, and I got up halfway through the night with an asthma attack, so I was sleeping at 10:30. But I said if she called me before 2 o'clock and she still wanted to go out, I would end the stream early and I would take her out at 2:30, and if not, I would do it tomorrow in the afternoon. So keep your eyes out, by the way, for impromptu writing streams later in the evening. I may start doing them from time to time when I've got nothing better to do and want to work on some stuff. And I will almost certainly be doing that through November as well. But then I'll put them on the schedule so that we get the, Game of Tones schedule proper. Right, so, but I may do that tonight depending on what's happening. We'll see. Right, if not, I may very well do it sometime tomorrow evening. Yeah, or he could be fried and trying to stay awake. It's a toss-up, says James. Awesome, says James. I look forward to those. Are you actually going to be awake at that hour? Well, you might be. Okay, so back to the sprint, and we'll see if my mom calls. She called earlier, but I don't know if she still wants to go out, and Aaron mixed up the message. Don't you guys, do you guys ever get the feeling that no one really listens to what you have to say? Well, if you do, I might fill the gap between you and Kahuna. Gotcha there, Stretch. Okay, let me know. Daz says he might go to bed and then get up by then. Makes sense. James says, well, if my nieces scream or I can't sleep, I will. Okay, awesome. Hope to see you there. I'm going to get back to it. I got one more here after this that I got to think of for an inspiration. Well, there we go. Oh, that's pretty. How the fuck do you spell Norwegian? There we go. There, we are done. Now what we have to do is put them in sort of a semblance of order, which may involve some rewrites. Ah, damn it. Oh, fuck, I think I did a double there too. Yep. That's the sprint. Stretch is like, not sure though, as I have a bit of a sore throat, whether or not he'll stream. No worries, let me know. Daz is like, David Weber, the history of the Napoleonic Wars? Yeah, inspirations. That surprises you? I have a late lunch, says Sunny. That's awesome. Okay, lunch eaten, time to word or something. Also awesome. Stretch will be right back. See you in a minute. Rowan says time to put some burritos on the furnace to heat and then back outside to dig the last 2 hills of spuds and put away plastic. Good luck, Rowan. I agree with Daz. No, I was trying to shout out things you might have forgot, Sable. Oh, I thought you were reading it. Yeah, David Weber, for sure. I cited the Honor Harrington series as one of, like, number 2 or 3, something like that. Or maybe number 5. It was, like, really close to the beginning. And, yeah, Napoleonic Wars, for sure. Thank you. Though, thank you for the ideas. I do have to come up with 2 more. I'm hoping that by doing this rearrangement now, I'll come up with the last 2. I think this is a really good exercise, and I kind of I invite you all to try it to see if it might help you out, right? When you're thinking about your idea, right, nothing is born in a vacuum, right? So think about, like, where did this idea come from? You know, what things might have had a bearing on this story that I'm trying to tell? You'll find that you get more inspiration from the world around you than you think. It's very educational. And I really kind of like it because in a way it's a good double check to make sure you're not subconsciously plagiarizing something, because like I say, nothing's original. As long as you've successfully filed off the serial numbers, you're good. Right? So this gives you kind of the double check as to whether or not you think you've sufficiently filed off the serial numbers. The other thing about it is that it acknowledges the shoulders you stand on, because none of us got here alone, right? We all were inspired by the works of other people. There was a point in your life where you read something or you heard something and you thought, I can do this. I want to be a writer. Fan fiction writers probably know it better than most, right? Because they know what they're writing about. But every writer is ultimately a fan fiction writer reprocessing ideas that have been floating around in their brains. At least that's what I think. James says, I saw City of Ember and thought, I think some elements could be better, and made my own. Exactly. I'm absolutely convinced, by the way. Okay, if you've ever read Stephen King's novel, The Stand, I want you to go back and I want you to find a novel called Earth Abides. I've forgotten the name of the author off the top of my head. It's a classic science fiction book. Worldwide plague wipes out humanity. George Stewart, that's the name of the author. Okay, go find this book after you've read The Stand and tell me if I'm wrong. I'm absolutely certain that Stephen King got the idea for The Stand when the main character of Earth Abides was wandering around the, graveyard that used to be the United States and looked into the New York tunnel and thought about going in it to see what had happened in New York, and went, no, that's going to be full of dead bodies and horrible shit, and there's no light in there. No. And he carried on. And I think Stephen King came up with the first initial idea of The Stand when he read that scene and thought, I wonder what would have happened if he'd went in. Dad says, I think the biggest influence for my story was Stephen Brust's Jarek series and how his MC's relationship with Noishpa, his grandfather, impacted that character. There you go. See? I haven't read the series, so I can't speak to that. But certainly, it's obvious the relationship between Fox and his grandfather was really important to him. So, could be life events. Lots of things. It's an old series. It's okay, I've read lots of old series. I love classic science fiction and fantasy. I am not deterred. Okay, I'm going to take a brief break just to see if my mother did call, and I will be back in a moment. Please carry on with the sprint. That's what I'm going to be doing when I get back. I'm back. I am frustrated my mother did not call. That's the sprint. Well, that was the sprint. Sorry. Yes, I was focused. I finally figured out what I was finishing up there. Okay, so the Stephen Bruce Jerrig series is from 1988, says Daz, and was eventually called the Vlad Teltos series. I don't know if I've read it. Hi, I have a question. Is this a good time to ask? It is now. What can I do for you, Paradox? Yeah, like Stretch says, give it about 10 minutes till the end of the sprint. Sorry about the delay. Daz says, I like the one-line blurb for book 1, in which we learn what really happened when Vlad found himself walking the paths of the dead. Cool. Hello, Katie Glow. Welcome and thank you for the follow. I apologize that I have a 10-minute delay before new followers can chat, and that's just to protect us from bots and hate raids and that kind of nonsense. I apologize. I am sorry that assholes have ruined it for everybody else, but if you hang out, I look forward to getting to know you in about 10 minutes. And thanks for coming to hang out with us. We're a pretty friendly lot. So we do writing streams Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So, yeah. There's also a question redeem if you want to do that, so Sable will see. Well, I'll see it now. It's okay. Yeah, it's a 1-point channel point redeem. I don't want people to have to spend a bunch of channel points to get my attention. It's just that it does appear in my activity feed and I do notice it. So, like James says. Daz says, and further influence for this story, the Alan Dean Foster series Pip and Flinks, mainly the relationship between him and his pet. Cool. There you go. See, this is a good exercise. You should start writing this down. You might be telling your Kickstarter backers about it someday, right? Rowan says, potatoes dug and plastic put away, now just one hose left, a water pump, and a rototiller. You can do it. We need a sound alert. You're right, we probably do. I should probably install a sound alert. That's a good idea. You know, just like Kahuna. Hey, check your chat! Boom, you know? Paradox asks, have you watched Kids Next Door? I am rewriting it, and I'm trying to figure out why Father's pipe was so important. Why would he chase number 1 into space if he could have just gone to the store and buy a new one? I don't know. I have not seen it. Sounds interesting. It sounds like this is like aliens living next door to people, like humans trying to pretend that they're not aliens, which could be... I love that plotline. I think that's great. That's right. You're the only writing stream on right now that doesn't require a verified account, and I figured you might be a good person to ask. I should require a verified account. I thought that I had that set, but okay. I have not seen Kids Next Door. That's to get back to work growl from the Dragon of Productivity. So I'm afraid I cannot answer your question. Daz says, is this the kids with their sort of Spy Heroes Club things cartoon? I am iffy about accounts knowing my phone number. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, is that the two-step verification thing? I thought that that would add doing your phone number, like having to have your phone number with me signing in, and I was not particularly interested in that, right? Because I already use Authy, and I think it takes too much time as it is. But if I click that, that means that other people have to use their phone numbers? Yeah, you have your number as a backup for Authy, says Sunny. Yes, I'm already covered as far as I know, right? But that requires people who are signing into my stream to use their phone number. Okay, interesting. Stretch says, I was in a stream last night that asked for a verified account. It asked for my email and phone number. I felt that was a bit strange and was concerned about giving out my number, so I didn't bother. Ah, okay. So I see. So, yeah, that would probably have deterred me too, not knowing what it was. Rowan says, here's hoping I manage it today. That hill is just killing my breathing. Yeah, I don't ask for that, says Sunny. Most don't want to add their number, and it's fine. I dislike that thought. Okay, Fantasine says, I just came back to hear the end of this. Yes, it does. I'm in a friend's stream I can't chat in because my account is not linked to a cell phone. I love this song too, James. Okay, I'll leave it off. I think I've got a fair bit of safeguards already. So, although that would probably solve the problem of me having to delete bots every fucking day. Okay, we're back to the sprint. I'm gonna finish this up. Oh, well, first thing I'm going to do actually is I'm going to run off, take a brief break, and see... No, I'm not. No, I'm not. People are going to listen to my instructions, and I'm not going to feel pressured to do things for them if they do not listen to my instructions and requests. Screw it. Okay. All right, I think I'm done. Now to actually read through it, to make sure that I don't sound like a gibbering idiot. Hey, Barbarossa, good to see you. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a brief break just to check in now, and then I will be right back. I have to take a quick bio anyway. I realize there's 15 minutes left, but I'm done anyway for the moment, and I probably don't have time to read through 9,000 words worth of text before the end of the stream, so I might as well double check and see if Mom called in. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And that's the sprint. Rowan says, I added verified accounts to my channel, which I'm not really using at the moment because a host tried to follow it. Matter of fact, I think it has 0 streams ever, so what the fuck. I think their host bots are just automatically following everything on Twitch that had anything to do with particular communities. Fantasine says, a while back there was a link to somewhere you could check if sus accounts were known bots. That's still around in Discord, maybe? Yeah, actually, I have it open, I think. Just a second. It's called... What is it called? Did I close it? Maybe I didn't have it open on this computer. No, I don't have it open on this computer. But I got it from Coffee Quills, so talk to her. Thank you for the posture check, save check, and hail hydrate there, Barbarossa. This is set to automatically save. There's my posture check, and cheers. Hail hydrate. How are you today? Daz says, great, now I have to keep a note page of influences. Sable made me do it. Fantasy. Influences? Are we supposed to track influences? I just think it's a good exercise to do, right? I think it can be really helpful to your writing. And hello, Katie Glow. Thank you for being patient, waiting for the 10 minutes, which is nonsense, but good to meet you. Welcome to the channel. Are you a writer? Or another creative of some sort? We're a very friendly community. Daz says, yep, Fantasine, that was what Sable was working on. Yep. See, everybody says hi. I knew they would. Daz says, so far, I have 2 that I know of. I've never given a lot of thought before now. Yeah, Fantasine. Okay, my list. Influences, everything. Done. I feel better having checked that off. Yeah. The list requires 100 entries, Fantasy, and it's good exercise. It can be really useful. Katie says, what's really fun is to track who influenced your primary influences. Yes, because you can usually see roots of your taste there as well, like a literary grandparent. Absolutely, I agree with you completely. That's actually how I found a lot of classic science fiction, was that I tracked their influences. Sometimes you'll get little things like that in the author's notes, right? Or, you know, they'll write something on their blog, right, and talk about an influence that they had, and then you go read that, and it's really interesting. So that's awesome. Yeah. Fantasine says, oh boy, it is, I missed what is up, but guessing anyone can opt to create their own list of their stories' influences. Yeah, I'm just saying I think it's a useful exercise if you want to do it, right? I'm not telling anybody they have to or anything, right? But Daz says, look at the scene, Fantasine, that's Sable's list in the screen. Yep, that's my list for the Toy Soldier Saga, which is different from my list for the Weird West, which I did for the Weird West, Once Upon a Time, the Weird West Kickstarter. And I've been studying it between bites. Yeah. And thanks, Stretch, for, you know, stepping forward and making people feel welcome, which is great. And thanks for everybody for doing that, which is good. Daz says, oh crap, I just had another realization. Dresden Files, though it's not as directly noticeable. There you go. Actually, now that you mention it, I do see it. I see why people might not notice it right away. We're ignoring the sprint timer, by the way, because we're at the end of the stream. I should probably go to the downtime screen, right? Yeah, but now that you mention it, I do see it, that kind of magical detective kind of stuff. And the way the rug keeps getting ripped out from underneath Fox, that's very cool. Yep. Katie says, yes, I am a writer. I do some spec fic and other stuff as well. Awesome. Well, you're definitely in the right place. Oh, hello, Mistfire Knight. Thank you very much for the follow. I have a 10-minute delay before new followers can chat, which is a real pain in the butt because I am going to end the stream fairly quickly. I don't know if I'm going to be talking for another 10 minutes. We're going to see. But, and I apologize for that. It's because of all the follow bots and hate raids and nonsense, and it's just my way of protecting the channel from that, and I'm sorry that they had to ruin it for everybody else. So, hang in there. But I'm, you know, welcome and thanks for the follow. We're a very friendly writing community. I hope you find a happy home here. I'm sure everybody else will say hi to you in the chat as well. Fantasine says, uh-oh, I hear someone calling me. We'll rewatch stream later tonight. Back to the Lurker Dungeon. Okay, thanks for the lurk, Fantasine. Good to see you. Awesome, yeah. Daz is sharing that she writes fantasy adventure. Sunny says, buggered, forgot to add the banners for Game of Tones on my overlay. Game of Tones is coming. It is coming. Yeah, although I do dabble in science fiction now and again. My favorites to read, says Katie. Yeah, generally mine too, although I have a guilty pleasure with westerns and with thrillers and detective fic and, you know, police procedurals kind of thing. Good morning, Eli. How are you? Did you finally catch up on some sleep? I hope you did. I was talking about it and I went, oh darn, forgot about that, says Sunny. Yeah, Game of Tomes. Yes, the Game of Tomes begins again in November, just like it did last year. For those of you who are not familiar, it's sort of a team sport for writers. We do it in conjunction with National Novel Writing Month, although it's not affiliated with National Novel Writing Month. We accept any sort of creative writing, up to and including creative nonfiction, creative coding, all that kind of stuff, translation, editing. It's all valid. We have different ways of counting it. The website link is in the chat. And how it works is that if you've ever done National Novel Writing Month and you've done the Nano House Cup on Twitter with Elena May, it works kind of like that. Basically, you pick one of the houses to represent. I am the leader of House Lapin, right? We made up our own houses that are a parody of the Game of Thrones houses, obviously. And every 5 days, one house, the one with the least cumulative word total between them, is eliminated. 1/3 of them get drafted randomly into the Undead Horde. That's picked by a random name generator. And the remaining 2/3 may choose another house to bend the knee to, until it is the Undead Horde versus the last living house at the end. There are also minor houses that can give their allegiance to major houses, and they have their own rules. An individual may change loyalties whenever they want, right? So, or they may be loyalists to their house. I'm going to ask for a full house list so I can make sure I have banners. Yeah, it's changing this time. Here's the House Lapin. Oh no, that's all uninstalled. Pooey, I forgot because Game of Thrones bot is currently uninstalled. Okay, House Lapin is known for procrastination and socializing. Oh, thanks for the resub, Eli. Yay, 8 months, nice. We love you too. We think you're awesome too. Shout out to Eli, you should go check out their channel. Oh yes, and I suppose I should ask to our new followers here, Katie, do you stream? We're always looking to connect with other writing streamers, so. Yes. Awesome. Everybody's shouting their house mottos and stuff. Yeah. The house motto for House Lapin is ideas are coming because we are known for our floppennies that are distracting and procrastination. But on the other hand, we have this proliferation of ideas and it's so useful. I've done it a few times quite a while back, but not for writing. I'm open to it. We'll see. Awesome. Well, yeah, it tends to be a big thing in November. We did it for the first time last year. It was a lot of fun. And this year, we're changing some of the rules. One of the rules is going to be this time, the Undead Horde gets to take 1/3 of the words of the fallen house, as well as 1/3 of their members. So, ignore the Zoom beanies. I usually stream writing, but I have a weird week. Oh, are you up? Are you ready to go, Eli? Is that what you're telling me? Because you're next on the ASC schedule, right? This sounds ridiculously fun. What do you mean, ouch, Stretch? Are you up? Like, who's all up right now? By the way, that, for those of you who are new here, is where you will find a streaming schedule and a Discord for everybody on that schedule. We all tend to use a product called World Anvil, right? We're writers, gamers, world builders, creators, and we have a schedule where we show when our streams are available. So you might want to check that out too. Lots of stuff to find. As in 1/3 of the words to Undead Horde? Yeah, we're gonna try it. Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how that works. Because last year, you're not streaming? Sorry, throat too sore. Okay. No, I'm off today. I canceled. Okay. And Sunny says, include set up my schedule and make sure it's shared to prepare. All right. Yeah, I don't really know whether that's going to be fair or not, but I do know that the Undead Horde kind of got ripped off last year, and I want to make sure that everybody can win, right? Up to and including the Undead Horde, because the thing is, once you've been recruited to the Undead Horde, you must write for the Undead Horde for the remainder of the competition. You are now undead, and it is no fun if you cannot win, right? So we want to make sure that everybody has a chance. If you get really lucky, right, you'll end up with slower writers but more words, or faster writers and more words. Like, you know, it could be really interesting. So, all right, I'm going to see who's on so we can raid. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I had a great time today. I really appreciate writing with you guys. It feels good to get back into the rhythm of sprints and chat. It's been really cool. Eli says, my brain is having a hard time at the moment. I'm very squirrel. Fair enough. Satora's on, Pen and Parable is on, and Michelle Wright Meow is on. Oh, and Visceral Vocabulary. I don't think I know Visceral Vocabulary. I don't think that we've ever done that. And I'm not sure, have we ever raided Pen and Parable? I know them. They were here, but did we raid them? Right? Faux Riot is also doing writing today. He writes horror, Visceral Vocabulary. Okay. Well, that's a very good name for a horror writer stream. That makes a lot of sense to me. Well, I'm always happy to check out new writing streamers, so let's go visit Visceral Vocabulary. We'll shout out the others first, though, to let you know who is on, because they're all awesome. Satoru is like me. He gets sweary, but in a fun way. He's a cool guy. He writes science fiction, like this big space opera thing, right? Pen and Parable are a regular in this chat. And if I've rated them before, I think that... Oh yeah, see, there they are. So they're in the chat too. Oh, Satoru's in the chat too. Well, shit, now I feel guilty. I don't know. And then shout out. Maybe I should read Pen and Parable because they've been here, and I don't know if I remember what they stream, but they're a really cool presence in the chat. That's what I know. And I really like Michelle Wright Meow. She's like a very chill, relaxed writing stream. And, you know, nice and quiet, and but really encouraging and full of love and energy. So, all right, so vote, guys. Visceral Vocabulary or Pen and Parable? Yay! Miss Fire Knight made it in before we ended the stream. Welcome. Nice to meet you. Are you a writer or other creative? Let me know, guys. Nobody's got strong feelings about this right now? You are a writer indeed. Excellent. Well, welcome to the stream. We do writing streams on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We do slightly different emphasis on different days. Wednesdays is Diane Writes, where I do writing sprints, but I also answer writing questions, and I do like live readings and critiques of short works, right? Oh, I didn't set up an official poll. Do you want me to set up? Okay, I'll set up an official poll. Let's do it. I can do that. I just said vote, and I confuse people, obviously, because I'm confused and distracted. So, all right. use something. Alright, so I'm going to add the manage my bowl. Alright. Now let's do it. Manage the bowl. Why are you being difficult? Okay. Alright, this is going to be a 1-minute poll, and it starts now. Okay, Daz votes for Pen and Parable. Oh, Kahuna starts his 24-hour charity stream in 50 minutes. Oh, well, we can't miss that. Okay, so yes, writing streams. Wednesdays, the emphasis is kind of like advice and critique, right? And that's Diane Writes. Thursday is Diane Actually Writes, which is writing sprints and chat, but, you know, Pomodoro sprints kind of style. Saturday, my husband Aaron streams, and he does Write with Aaron, and it's kind of a general relaxed chat. He runs a sprint timer, but he chats too. Sunday is a world building focus with Satan's World Forge. So, yeah. And that's generally our schedules listed in the About section, and I hope to see more of you guys. Alright, Visceral Vocabulary 1. Is Ask an Old GM on for tomorrow? It should be, but it may be a little late. We have an appointment at noon, and we have to talk to our mortgage broker. So I don't know how long that's going to run. There's a bunch of questions, so we want to ask them. Right? Turns out that the house that we want to buy is zoned light industrial, which means there's a whole stack of shit show stuff that has to be done that would not be done if it were simply a residential. But it's a beautiful house, so I'm like, ah. Yeah, so it's a pain. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. Aaron will be back tomorrow with Ask an Old GM, theoretically at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, Brain 9 p.m. UTC, 10 p.m. in the UK, and that would be 7 o'clock in the morning Australian Eastern Time. Aaron will also be back at the same times on Saturday for Write with Aaron. I will be back on Sunday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC, 8 p.m. in the UK, and 5 a.m. Australian Eastern Time for Sable's World Forge. And as far as I know, the game is on for Sunday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. 1 a.m. UTC, 2 a.m. in the UK, and actually a reasonable hour of the morning, like 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Time. Alright. Alright, we're going to shout out Kahuna briefly before we go. Kahuna is a writer and world builder. If you don't know him yet, he's a lot of fun. He also does voice acting and whatnot. He is doing a 24-hour stream for charity starting in about 45 minutes. So you definitely want to check him out if you haven't already. And thank you guys for coming, those of you who are new, and all, of course, the regulars, and I hope to see you guys again soon. All right. Let's see here. So... One last shameless plug for my book here. It's my new novel, just came out in September, and we will raid Visceral Vocabulary. When you get there, don't forget to shout out, "Prepare to be boarded," because we are the Sables Privateers. And we will see you again, hopefully tomorrow. Bye, everyone.